Hello all. Joe Weaver here. Out running around and decided to go for a little bike ride today and put together this video. I really wasn't planning on it to do this today, but you know, it sort of like just came together, and I wanted to explain and also just share my own experience, what I have been experiencing regarding the, say, what could be described as the change in time, our perception of time, and how basically how we are integrating this change in time. And the first thing I want to say is that, you know, I'm only sharing with you my own experience regarding this and my own perception of the changes that are taking place with us on the planet and also collectively. So just take of what I'm sharing here with you know, with a grain of salt, and also what aligns with your own heart and your own level, you know, your own awareness. We're all sort of integrating these changes in different ways, and what may be perceived or, say, comprehended in one way by someone may be totally, you know, a different experience for someone else. And so it's not like there's not a right way and there's not a wrong way. It's just a matter of we are all going through it together in one way or another, but there might be different, we all might be seeing different colors. We all may be seeing different things going on in the world, and we all may be experiencing these changes and or these things in different ways. And so when we're talking about time in itself, you know, for several years, you know, everybody, you know, the more people that I meet and talk to now, it's just that, you know, I'm sensing that something is going on, but I really don't know how to describe it. And then, you know, a lot of people are saying, you know, I don't have any time. Time is just really speeding up, and I just feels like you know, it's just time has really sped up. And you know, I've written or you know, shared some videos in the past regarding this subject, and you know, as we continually evolve in vibration and the planet's energetics continue to evolve, we're anchoring more, say, higher vibrational energies on the planet. It's changing the actual framework of how, you know, we're moving out of the time of the old linear ways of viewing life and experiencing life into more of a continuous, say, stream of knowingness beyond the linear framework. And you know, years ago, when, you know, I was probably sharing a very similar video to this one, it seems like, you know, our awareness, or say our perception of continuous time and multidimensional vision and so on, is like some type of, we might have had this glamorous view and thought about, oh wow, yeah, it would be so cool to have this this continuous time, to be able to live in continuous time, to be able to have multidimensional vision and be able to live in our multidimensionality and so on. And it's really interesting that here recently, within this last month, it seems like, you know, my own experience is just that the time change in a way seems like it's morphed into this continuous day. And this is the only way that I know how to describe it, is that it seems like you're basically living the same day over and over and over. You wake up and you're like, I'm still here, doing the same things. I'm going to bed, and it seems like I just went to bed the night before. And it's like the repetition between the days is coming so fast that you feel like you're at the same place again, and you were just there. So it's like a revolving continuous day that the only thing that changes is the choices and what we're doing in that day. So if we have something going on that, you know, we may make a change to go for a walk, or we may change talking to the same person in the same way that same day, every single day. It's a matter of what we experience in that day is the only thing that changes. The day in itself is just the same day, but it's really wild to try to put this into words. So what I'm getting from the upstairs is that basically this is the coming online of our multidimensional, say, vision, more of our multidimensional continuous time that's linked into the expanded, say, levels of, you know, of our existence, and the merging of these levels, and how we're basically still in the transitional time. So you know, transitional period, you know, using that word time is pretty interesting, because our perception of it is totally, really, it's amazing how it's evolved in this last year. So a couple things that I've recalled, and I was chatting with somebody the other day, and I started recalling some of this information I was sharing a couple years ago. And what I was saying is that our mental mind, basically back, you know, a couple years ago and a year ago even, you know, our mental mind used to function and being able to process approximately 20 frames per second. So if you were looking at a video, or say a movie or a film, you know, there's different still shots that you could slow down the video or the movie, and you could see the still shots basically in that frame. And you know, our mental mind is very similar to that. It collects still images, and it's moving so fast that basically it seems continuous, but it's basically still shots of images that are moving like a projector. And our mental mind, you know, had the ability with our old energetics to process approximately 20 frames per second, as I mentioned. So as the energetics are evolving, and the framework of the Earth that this linear time used to be tied into is evolving, the reason why it seems like time is speeding up is because we're breaking beyond the barrier of what our mental mind has been used to sensing energy as. So it's moving beyond the constructs of what the mental mind, you know, can keep up with. It's moving beyond the 20 frames per second. Therefore, in order for us to truly be at peace and in harmony, balance with the expanding energetics, we have to let go of the old ways of being, trying to hold on to that framework of how the mental mind perceives time. And allowing, you know, that has to do with the heart, heart knowingness, the heart ways of living in fluid, more fluid moment, say fluid living. And you know, a lot of people here I've been seeing on the Facebook and on the internet here recently have been sharing that, you know, their short-term memory is really being affected by the changes that are going on, and these magnetic changes we got going on with the Earth are really, you know, it's not necessarily messing, but it's our memory, and where we're pulling our memory, I say our memory bank, where we're pulling from is what's evolving. Instead of this limited, say, mental, say, memory bank, we're starting to pull from our eternal memory bank of our I am eternal light, or love, or that eternal memory bank that we are. And therefore, that in that space, that's what we're integrating. This more, which lives in more of a continuous state. awareness of the multidimensionality of our beingness. And so, like here recently, and I just shared with my friend Paige here recently we were chatting online, is that it in this last week or so, you know, I've caught myself like not having a clue about what day it was. I was trying to remember my own phone number, and I was like totally blanked out. It wasn't clicking in as fast as it used to, you know. And so it's a matter of us being okay with this transitional period of what's going on. You know, the pressure and the resistance that we may be feeling is is the old programming and the old structures that we're still holding on to. And so it's a matter of just being at peace with what we are going through, and sort of like, you know, it might not be the easiest thing to be going through these transitional times, feeling this pressure and everything else, but it's sort of like, see it as water and move with that and allow it to process it and be at peace with the changes that are going on, and laugh at yourself, laugh at the changes that are going on. It's that it would be easier to go through these, say, times if we're sort of live it as a small child, you know, just like running around and playing. That's really what we're doing. You know, allow that child self within you to experience this transitional time as play. You know, yes, we have a lot of old 3D stuff that we're still, say, having to live within, you know, with work or family or friends, and you know, everybody sort of tugging and pulling and going through their own process at this time. But it's just, we have the choice of how we're going to, say, perceive those situations. And the more that we can relate to it as a playful time, as a fun time, or say laugh at it, and however you wish, it makes this time so much easier. It's easier to integrate the harmony and balance in this more, say, progressive acceleration of time or energy. It makes it a lot easier. So, you know, regarding time in itself is, you know, we talk about, you know, fifth dimensional energy, fifth dimensional framework, or fifth dimensional self, fifth dimensional new earth, and all this other stuff. It's a matter of us, you know, as we're integrating more of this expanded way of living from the old into the new, it's by us integrating more of our heart knowingness, our own ways of living in continuous time, allowing our multidimensional vision and way of living to come and exist, and we live in it in harmony and balance. It's a bridging. We are bridging those levels together by our process of integrating them and living them within the physical. So it's very, very interesting. Sort of like I here recently, it's just like here I am laying back down in bed again. So what happened today? You know, what can I do tomorrow that's going to allow for more peace, love, happiness, and harmony and balance to exist in my life now? Like, what am I going to be able to do in the morning? What am I going to be able to do tomorrow afternoon? Because the days are sort of like going through and coming through so fast in our perception of them, that to really be able to slow that day down is not a matter of to hold on to it, it's a matter of relaxing into it. Taking time to really reflect, connect with the earth, connect with nature when you have time, even for 5 minutes in a park, connecting and leaning on a tree and really feeling the tree and just being at peace with the wind or whatever's going on. that is the framework of, say, what we are transitioning into. It's that harmony and balance in a faster paced, say, energetic framework. That's the only words that I know that are coming to me to be able to put what I'm describing here into words. So have fun and enjoy this tremendous time that we are living in. It's a gift in many ways, even though our minds are not, say, doesn't necessarily have the capability to keep up with the changes that are going on. There's so much happenings beyond our comprehension that we're able to comprehend right now, but it's tremendous what we are doing on a daily basis. Not only individual, but collectively, the planet, and so on. It's evolving at a pace that it's from what was a couple of years ago to now is, again, it's beyond recognition in a lot of different ways. So anyway, I just wanted to share regarding the oh, there's one more thing. So it's easy for another part of the upstairs that basically just reminded me of something I was reflecting on the other day, is that the different levels of our being basically have different perceptions of time. Our ego basically perceives time and itself and a day in, say, one level. Our I am presence basically, are a multidimensional aspect of being, perceives one day in another way. So does the soul. So does our monadic God self monad. So does the universe. So does, say, our cosmic level. What is one cosmic day? They are all different. A cosmic day could be, perceived in millions or billions of years is one day. So it's a matter of relaxing in to the time. And knowing that the different levels of our being basically perceive time in different ways. And that's what we are evolving and moving into, is our multidimensional time, our multidimensional existence. So anyway, I think that's pretty much it for today. Y'all have fun and enjoy your time, however that is, and know that we're going through this transition all together. You're not alone in what you're going through, and we are bridging this time-space continuum, as from taking some words from, say, Star Trek or something like that, together. We're doing it through our consciousness and our willingness to allow change to happen within us. So, till next time, my friends, peace out. See you next time.